Hi guys, hope you're doing well, and today we're going to be talking about Sturgeon Bay at the FLW Title Championship. We're going to go over practice, what I have found, and then the coming videos we'll talk a little bit more about the actual tournament itself. So, practice, I had spent 2 days and 23 hours idling behind my Lorana system before I had gotten up there, before the off limits, and I was just kind of idling around looking for the rock. So when I got there for practice, we only had 2 days. We were fishing the Major League Fishing format, and they only gave you Saturday and Sunday, so I had to be on the fish quick. And my first day of practice, I did a lot of idling, just checking the areas with the rock that I had found that had some big fish in it, that marked some schools previously. And I found 4 areas that were set up pretty well, and I felt pretty good about it. I had probably 10 bites the first day of practice, and that was with catching one out of a school and just leaving it. You didn't want to lay into them too much, I didn't want to hit them hard. And our practice got cut a little bit short the first day. You're allowed to practice until a half hour after dark, and this rainstorm came in. It was a bad storm. It was rolling, the waves were coming up, and I could see it coming from the south, down by Green Bay. So I decided to put it back on the trailer a little early and head back to the house. Glad I did, because as soon as I started driving, it was pouring, there was a little bit of lightning. It would not have been fun to be out in that lake at that point. So day 2, I ended up staying down by Sturgeon Bay. Day 1, I had launched up north, that was out of Egg Harbor. Day 2, I launched in Sturgeon Bay. I had the Major League Fishing, one of their videographers came out with me, spent the first 3 hours of the day. We were shooting some video, kind of what I was doing, practicing. You guys can check that out. I'll put a link in the bottom of my page here, or go over to Grae Fishing Instagram page. It's on there as well. But it was not going down there. Down in Sturgeon Bay, little sturgeon where I was looking. I found some fish. I was dropping my aqua view camera every once in a while. You'd be able to tell the difference if they were either walleye, drum, or the smallies that you were targeting. Because there was a couple schools that I found that were not smallmouth. So it was kind of goofy, but it is what it was. And about halfway through that day, probably 11 o'clock was when I dropped him off back at the ramp. And that was when I decided to pull the plug. I was running back up north, past Egg Harbor, where I was going to spend the majority of my tournament. With only 2 days, you didn't have any time to waste. So I wanted to go back up there and find more areas in that general 7-8 mile range that I was fishing. And I was pretty successful in it. I found my big school that I had planned on starting on, and I did start on the first day of the tournament. And then I went and found a couple more areas that had a bunch of fish on. So I had a nice little rotation in mind. I was ready to go. So what I was using in the tournament was, and practice, the favorite rod is the 721 medium heavy. It's a jackhammer. And I paired that with my Ardent C-Force 3000 spinning reel. It let me pick up lots of line when I was fighting those fish. Those big smallies like to keep dogging you. Every once in a while they come up and jump. They didn't jump a ton of sturgeon, but it was a little different. I was throwing a Z-Man trick shot. This is the 3.5 inch version. This is Gobe Bryant. And I was using that, and also black. I would use that in the morning, and when the sun came up, I would start throwing that Gobe Bryant. It's the best all around looking Gobe mimic there is, I think, by any of the companies. Then I used a Hayabusa. It was a size 1. It's the DSR 132 Dropshot hook. It's the HD version, which is key when fighting those real big smallies. It pegs right in the roof of the mouth, and you don't have to worry about that hook straightening out, bending, or anything like that. I use Seaguar Smackdown. This is 20 pound. It's the flash green. It's just the high vis color, so I detect bite a little bit better. Seaguar Tatsu is the fluorocarbon leader. That's 8 pound, and it's an Eco Pro Tungsten 1/2 ounce weight is what I was using, just so I could drop real fast on those fish and really target them more specifically and better than I could stay right on top of them. So that was my rod and reel setup. That was how my practice went. And if you want, go and take a look at my first day of the tournament, and you can see some fish catches and go in further detail of how I found those fish and what I was targeting. Thanks, and please subscribe.